Welcome back to Offroad Outlaws, guys, and in this video, we're going to be talking about Update 6.0.1 and trying to address some of the confusion around it. Now, I recently live-streamed Offroad Outlaws, and while I was live-streaming, I ended up updating to 6.0.1 from 6.0 during the live stream itself. Now, one of the things that happened during that live stream was that I noticed that my membership ended up just going away. Like, legit, it just went away. And what ended up happening was a patch needed to be rolled out because the way the membership in the game was designed to work, it was designed to work on a monthly reoccurring basis, and there were glitches that were apparently being exploited where people would just have the membership indefinitely. So obviously, as they went to patch those glitches, though, they also patched and updated different things around the game itself. So for one thing, I noticed for a fact that the game actually runs a lot smoother. The frame rates are a lot better. The load times are a lot quicker, and I've also noticed a lot less crashes. Now, keep in mind that I am playing this game on an emulator. I'm playing it on BlueStacks, which is essentially a virtual Android machine running on a PC, and when you think about it in that respect, obviously you're going to get some crashes here and there when you're running the game on an emulator, but it should run even better on a mobile device, whether that be an Android or an Apple device. Now, if you're wanting to upgrade to 6.0.1 and you haven't been able to do so yet, which at this point everybody should be able to get the update, or you should have automatically gotten it at this point, but if your device still has not let you get 6.0.1, all you need to do is manually go to either your Google Play Store on your Android device or your App Store on your iOS device and manually look for the update right there on the store. Now, one of the other interesting aspects of 6.0.1 that I really hope they expand on in the future is they deepened the map selection. So essentially, if you were to go to play, if you were to hit the play button and say you wanted to do single player, for example, you would just click single player, click custom maps, select whether you want day or night, and then on the left here, you actually have a really cool sorting system. Now you have racing, role-playing, crawling, mudding, realistic trails, exploration-based maps, boating, hunting-based maps, and job-based maps. Now, as time goes on, I'm sure the developers will add more maps to these categories. Obviously, some of them don't have a lot of maps in them right now, like, for example, boating. Boating only has 2 maps in there right now. However, Lake of the Ozarks is a really good map, and so is Waterville. And I don't know why Lake of the Ozarks wasn't in my favorites. I went ahead and added it right back. That's a little bit weird. Most of One Man Wolfpack's maps are in my favorites because they're just that good. Now, one of the maps that I highly recommend is actually, I highly recommend all 3 of these, but Twin Rivers Lake in particular, and Kentucky Hills Farm is also really, really good. Now, both of these maps actually got recently updated to include birds, because this one I know did not have them before. This one may have had them, but they definitely appear more often now. And there's actually a couple of my maps in here as well, made by Jonathan Keffert, so definitely check those out if you haven't spent any time on TC's Monster Jam or on TC's Quick Race yet. Now, one of the other things that I find interesting is that some people claim that the turbo sounds have been made louder. Other people claim that that is not the case. Other people claim that that is not true. I'm going to leave that one up to you guys. I'm going to leave that one up to you and let y'all decide if you guys think the turbo sound has been increased in volume. Let me know in the comment section down below. And as a matter of fact, we're actually going to go to one of the role-playing maps, Twin Rivers Lake, and I'm going to let you guys hear some of the sounds a little bit more in depth and in detail, and let you guys decide whether or not you think that the turbo sounds are louder on a fully built turbo diesel truck. Now, obviously, we do need to go in and check the sounds on the gas engines with the turbo as well, but we're going to start off with a fully built Stage 4 turbo diesel in our Dent Side Ford that we built on a recent live stream. I really like this truck. I'm a big fan of this truck. You guys had a lot of input on this truck as well, and I think it's a really good representation of a truck that we all sort of built together on the live streams. So I'm going to go ahead and be quiet for a moment, and I'm going to let you guys listen to the pure sound of this thing's engine. So let me know in the comment section down below, do you guys think the turbo sounds are louder? Do you guys think they're not louder? Let me know, because remember, once again, this is a fully built, fully upgraded Stage 4 turbo diesel. Now, we're going to actually head back to the main menu, back to the yard, and we're going to build a fully built turbo gas engine and see if it sounds any different, and then we'll compare the two. Now, in terms of what truck we're going to use for that, I'll probably just go into my storage and I'll pick something that I know is going to have like a base gas engine. And let's see, either that or we could just swap back to a gas engine on one of these trucks if we don't want to necessarily get rid of all the upgrades that we already had. So actually, let's see, this guy right here, I'm pretty sure that we diesel swapped that Hellcat. Well, this wasn't exactly what I originally had in mind, but I think it'll work just fine. It's a twin turbo, looks like a gas V8, and let me go into the upgrades and just make sure. Let's see, diesel swap, no, it's gas right now, okay, and stage 4 turbo. That should be exactly, like literally exactly what we want. But before we take it out, I want to change up a couple of things about it because I don't like the cage. Did the game crash on me? Oh my god. I was freaking out for a second. I was like, are you literally gonna crash on me like right now? Seriously, right now? Okay, I'll leave it flatbed. And front bumper wise, what do we want to do with that? We'll probably just throw a standard winch bumper on it, nothing too crazy. And then I also want to change out the wheels and tires because I want some new wheels on this thing. I mean, I feel like it's, you know, I don't necessarily like to just leave a truck alone without putting some of these new wheels on it, or at least trying some of the new wheels on it, because I feel like, you know, they're here. We might as well use them. We might as well try them, especially on trucks where I haven't tried them before. So now over into the tires. Definitely not the weird-looking airless tires. I do like these, though. They look like Mickey Thompson Baja Pros. They look sick. They look sick on just about whatever you put them on. We could dually this thing as well. Ooh, now that would be... Ooh. I'm not sure how I feel about it with it being a gas engine, but... I mean, I'm certainly not against it. I don't dislike it at all. Okay, let's go into the tuning. Let's modify this thing up just a little bit. We got Solid Axle Pro built out to stage 5. And in the back, we got Trophy in the back. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Now, we don't necessarily need to do too much with it, although I am going to make the wheels just a little bit bigger just to highlight them a little bit more. We're not going to make them like, you know, super show truck size or anything like that. Maybe just a little bit bigger, like a 1.2. Nothing too ridiculous or over the top. Yeah, that works. That definitely seems to work. Okay. I dig what we're dealing with here. All right, so now let's take this thing out and see what it sounds like. We're talking about a fully built twin-turbo gas-powered V8. Let's see if this sounds any different, because once again, I feel like we're definitely trying to do a little bit of, like, myth-busting here. All right, so let's see what this thing sounds like. Interesting. This might actually be a little bit louder. Let's try going back the other way. Okay, I will definitely say that it sounds to me like the turbocharged gas engines have louder turbos. Maybe not the diesels, but I'm definitely hearing it on the turbocharged gas engines. That is really interesting then. The fact that I'm hearing a lot more turbo sound on the turbocharged gas engines is kind of a big deal, because I did not think that that was going to be a thing. I thought that a lot of people were saying like, oh, there's more turbo sound, and I was like, oh, maybe there is, maybe there isn't. There definitely sounds like there's more whistle and definitely a more pronounced, like, blow-off sound here on the turbocharged gas engine. But once again, maybe not so much on the turbocharged diesels. So let's do a little bit of rock crawling real quick. Bring this thing up the rocks. This map is so good for just, like, you know, little bits of testing here and there. I kind of want to take this thing back to the shop and really mess with it a little bit more, because I feel like it's got a lot of potential to be something really, really cool. It's not exactly the truck that I would have started off, like, from the get-go with, but I think there's a lot of, like, potential here. But no, I'll let you guys hear that one more time, and I'll let you make up your own minds. But 3, 2, 1, full send for just the sound. Yeah, I definitely think the spool and the blow-off noise are both a lot more pronounced in the gas turbo engines. So definitely some really interesting findings there. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Let me know if you guys have updated to 6.0.1. And I know that some of you guys may be a little bit nervous to update because you're like, oh, will it take away my, my membership or anything like that? It won't necessarily take it away. You're just going to have to verify and make sure that you have it enabled without a glitch. And it should, now sometimes it does pull it, but if you think it was pulled in error, you can actually reach out to the Offroad Outlaws developers on their Facebook page and speak with them if you think it was removed in error, like I said before. So let's go ahead and get this thing cleaned up, ready to go. Oh man, I love the way it looks with like those polished, like, I guess they're like exposed inner fenders. They look really, really good. Why is it that now that I see this truck like outside, I want to put a bunch of like TC Customs stuff all over it. I want to make it a shop truck. I want to turn it into something that we use all the time because I feel like it's got such huge amounts of potential. And as always, if there is anything that you guys either want to see in Offroad Outlaws or think would be cool to have added to Offroad Outlaws, leave any of those thoughts and opinions as well in the comment section down below. I always love talking with you guys about anything that you want to see in Offroad Outlaws, and the developers, I'm sure, love to see that feedback as well. So once again, thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time.